What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is El Diablo Mexicano. Welcome back. It has been quite a while since I've put out a video on Killing Floor 2 news updates. I was a little busy last week, so I'm trying to make up for it today by talking all about the stuff I missed from last week and then this past Friday a couple days ago. So let's get this show started and talk about what we've been missing and what we need to hear about. Let's go! The very first thing I'm going to be looking at is actually a cosmetic change. So by default we have our blood and gore system in Killing Floor 2 where if you shoot the Zads, blood pops out. That's a basic first person shooter thing we've seen since the dawn of time. However, Tripwire wants to change it up a bit by adding some goofy cosmetics and animations for headshots. And so we'll be having several different skins. I'm thinking it's going to be more of a microtransaction thing, so kind of like how we have the clothing, then weapon skin care packages. I'm assuming it's going to be something kind of like that, and that's how we get them. The very first one we're going to have is DOS shooting out of their heads. We'll have a balloon celebration, hearts, ghosts, and then last but not least, we'll have one that just says splat. And so quite a bit of them. Like I said, I'm pretty sure there's going to be more microtransaction. I can't see them being any other thing else. We might have the opportunity to earn one or two of them during the Halloween event itself, but again, I'm not 100% sure. My best bet is that it's going to be purely for microtransaction purposes, because I mean, that's kind of what they do already with that's what all the skins are, the weapons, and then same with the armor. It's all microtransactions. Hell, even some of the characters such as Mrs. Foster was another DLC microtransaction. So again, that's what I'm assuming the route they're going to be taking on with this. The next big thing I'm going to be talking about is actually a throwback to good old endless mode. So if you remember, the Patriarch would actually antagonize you. While you're playing the game, he would make fun of you for missing shots, for getting hits, or even if your teammates died. He'd also give you backhanded compliments at the very end of the match when you finish the wave.
You'll still die. You're not secretly some infiltrator from Volter, are you?
As it turns out, Hans Volter will actually be doing the exact same thing in the upcoming map.
That Scrake you killed had a limp. The other Zeds called him Limpy. His death is a blessing to us all.
So it looks like that our days of having a wise-cracking villain making jokes at us is not over yet, as Hans will actually be doing this for, it looks like it seems to be only the Monster Masquerade map. And so that's a blessing for us all, because I know sometimes people do not like the Patriarch making fun of you back in endless mode. So we'll see how it goes for Hans, though, back in the Monster Masquerade. The last thing that's to cover that I missed from last week is actually the character models for the upcoming event. So if you take a look, it looks like Tripwire decided on what they wanted the Husk and the Crawler to look like. The Crawler in the far right is going to have fangs in his mouth instead of having the kind of Venus flytrap look. And the Husk is going to have a fully enclosed chest plate instead of the furnace looks. Now, something interesting that Tripwire mentions is that the chest plate will actually be able to open up and shoot the fireballs out at you, and that's how the Husk will be able to operate. And another thing they mentioned is that when the plate opens, if you want to hit that sweet, sweet soft spot where when you blow up the Husk, that's what you'll have to wait for. So right when he opens up his chest plate, you can shoot and boom, he'll blow up. The last thing Tripwire mentioned about the Husk is that actually, even though he has armor on, it won't act as armor. So we have enemies such as the Rioter and the Abomination, we won't have to shoot off the Husk armor, which is a blessing, because sometimes I think the armor is a bit of a pain in the ass. But so the only thing that they did mention is that when you shoot the Husk, even though he'll take regular damage, the only thing is that we'll notice is that there'll be a nice little metallic ping when the bullets hit him. The last thing that we did was we finally got to see some concept designs for both the Stalker and the Siren. And so just as it is the Stalker, we have the Invisible Woman be the Invisible Woman. So it's kind of great to have for the Stalker. And then the Siren is actually going to be the Mrs. Frankenstein, so she's going to be paired up with the Scrake. The second to last thing I want to be talking about is actually 3D rendered models that we have for the event coming up. So I'm actually pretty stoked about it. Just looking at it makes me even more excited about this event, because that's why I played Killing Floor 2. I play it because I love the way that Tripwire constantly updates the game with the events, with the maps, the weapons, and it makes me even more excited about this game. But going from left to right, starting at the front, we have the Crawler, which was the plant hybrid monster that we saw. After that, we have the Dr. Frankenstein's monster as the Scrake. Moving on from there, we have the Siren, who we just saw earlier as Mrs. Frankenstein. The Stalkers right after that is the Invisible One. My favorite enemy design so far is actually right after that, where we have the Egyptian mummy, and I cannot wait to see how that looks in game. I think it looks badass and terrifying. And lastly, in the front row, we have an enemy we have not seen before. It's a werewolf, and I'm assuming just based on the design and the claws in its hand, it's going to be the Slasher. So it looks like it's going to be one of the weaker Zeds. And I say that again just because looking at the stance and the claws in its hands, I can't think of any other Zed that uses claws as like a slashing weapon besides like the Stalker. But we already know what the Stalker is going to look like. So that's why I'm assuming it is going to be, again, the Slasher, one of the little claw hybrids. And lastly, standing in the back, we have that dark looming vampire figure. Right off the back, we know that it can't be Patriarch. We know it's not Abomination, and we sure as hell know that's not the Flesh Pound. And so I'm gonna go out and say that I'm pretty sure that is gonna be Hans Volter. And so we have DJ Hans Volter, who looks like it's gonna be some sort of like vampire pimp wannabe. I'm not quite sure what design they're going with, but it looks like that's going to be Hans Volter in the very back. That's the only thing I could think of. But so there we have it. We have our 3D render designs for this upcoming event. I'm pretty stoked. I like the black and white color that they use for this image. And now, going off on a limb, I'm kind of hoping that they added that as an option to play the game in, a black and white kind of saturated just color scheme. Because, I mean, I think that would add to the kind of whole older, like 20s horror movies kind of feel it to the game. So I think that'd be kind of cool. I mean, I guarantee it's not going to happen. But again, it would just be a cool thing to see in the game. But there we have it. Like I said, those are the 3D models that we have and that we're going to be seeing in this next update. Now, the last thing I have to talk about is actually going to be about a beta, because yes, we do have a confirmation that Tripwire will be releasing a beta. So I'm assuming it is only going to be for PC users again, because it's kind of the trend that they've been having. But it looks like it'll also be available as early as September, and so sometime in the next couple weeks we should be getting, as we get closer to September, we should be hearing more an official date, and when we can jump in and try out the new map and look at all the new Zeds and DJ Hans Volter. But until then, we'll just have to wait for that. I will be providing a link below for my video on how to access the beta on Steam. If you get a chance to go check that out, I'd highly recommend it. But as also, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that Tripwire does add the ability for PS4 and Xbox users, because it kind of sucks that the only people who can jump in beta are the PC users. But until then, like I said, I'll just wait back until I get more confirmation what's going on with that. But again, keep in mind, it'll be going for September, and I'm 90% positive only for PC users. Well then, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, that's all the news I have for today's video, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. If so, give this video a thumbs up, give it a like, and if you did not like, you thought it was garbage, give it a dislike, and let me know in the comments why you didn't like the video. Other than that, as always, click that subscribe button and click that bell so that way you can get notified of whenever I post videos, whether it's gameplay videos or more Killing Floor 2 news updates. You'll get notified as soon as I post it, so that's a nice thing to have. Other than that, leading up to it, I'm also on Twitter and Twitch. I use Twitter to kind of give updates on my streams and videos that I post on YouTube. And then Twitch is just my way to kind of, again, give you guys more content. I stream every Friday at 7:30 p.m., and that's going to be about specific time zone. I know a couple people here on my YouTube channel to follow me, and I really appreciate it. I have some great conversations with people. So if you want to see more gameplay and more content, then jump over on the Twitch. And then I get that sometimes life can be hectic, so don't worry. I do try to post most of my Twitch streams onto YouTube. However, I'm still trying to get the hang of it, meaning that sometimes my software acts up, so I don't always post them if there's something wonky going on, but I do try to post my Twitch streams on YouTube. On that, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and then do not forget, because I beat Betrayer, I'll have a new gameplay series coming out starting this Wednesday, and then I'll be continuing on with Fallout New Vegas on Friday. So again, have a great week, ladies and gentlemen, take care, and stay out of trouble. Peace.